I can't imagine just my parents choosing a girl and then telling me that I have to marry her. Hey guys, my name is David, and 2 years ago I went on so far my most epic trip to Pakistan. Today I want to talk about some reflections, what I learned, how it was, and what's my honest opinion about Pakistan. Let's dive into it. Okay, well, where should I start? There was so much. I was there for around 2 weeks. I was there in June, so it was really hot in the cities. You could go to the mountains. I'm going to talk about it later. But so much happened during those 2 weeks. It was definitely the biggest cultural shock I've ever experienced. First of all, the religion, of course. Majority of the people there are Muslim, which is something that I'm not used to. So it was funny that right from the beginning, the question that I got asked the most was, "Are you married?" Usually, when I travel, people ask me about where are you from, like what do you do. But there, okay, are you married? Are you married? It's really important in the Islam culture to get married soon. Not as much in my culture now, so like I'm not really used to that question. So that was the first funny thing that I remember. I need to talk about hospitality. It was the best hospitality I've ever experienced. I was really lucky that I knew a friend, Adnan, and he introduced me to a couple of his other friends. So there was not a day where I would be alone. I went to Islamabad, Lahore, and in both places I had someone to be with me there all day, to drive me, to buy me things, to pay for me. And this is just the famous hospitality. Even I was trying to offer them that I can pay, they wouldn't let me. I felt a little bit bad, and I really wanted to pay for myself and give them some money for being with me all day. But then they explained to me that if there's an owner, if there's a guest, they take care of the guest. So then kind of felt fine, and I was enjoying the hospitality, which was just amazing. People were really open. People wanted to talk. People were asking questions, and I was actually surprised that a lot of people could speak English. So I could have a lot of conversations, which for me was golden. Just asking people how they live, what they think about the world, how they feel. I learned so much in those 2 weeks. So I was really happy that people wanted to talk. There are other countries that people are a bit more reserved, but definitely not Pakistan. So that was something really nice that I got to talk and learn from people. I mean, part of it is that I'm a tall white guy, which is not commonly seen in Pakistan. So it would happen often to me that people would just come up to me, they would start a conversation, and then it turned out that they want a picture, which I was so happy to give. And for a bit, it felt like I'm a celebrity because almost every place I would go to, there were people trying to ask for a picture with me. But I mean, I enjoyed it, and it was just really nice to try to connect with the people more. And I was able to use my appearance to get to know more about the culture, which is always my main goal when I travel. I gotta talk about the food. The food was really, really delicious and really, really spicy. Everything was spicy, just from salty food, but also sweet food was somehow spicy. But oftentimes we would eat biryani, and they would put some milky thing on the top of it, and milk contradicts spice, so then it wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, going to the bathroom, let's say, it was not the most pleasant experience. Yeah, and just the way of life. I feel like family and community are really important for people in Pakistan. I would say not as much as for people in the West. Yes, of course, those are still very important, but there I just felt it so strongly. Pretty much most of the things that people do is coming from their faith, which again is different than what's happening in my culture. There's a lot of helping to the poor, also the marriage culture. That was one thing that for me was so hard to wrap my head around, and it still is. That for some people, they get married, and until the marriage, they don't know who they're going to get married to, which is crazy to me. It is so crazy. I can't imagine just my parents choosing a girl and then telling me that I have to marry her. I mean, what if I don't like her? What if there's something wrong? But somehow it just works fine. Okay, safety. Gotta talk about the safety because it is a big topic in the media. Personally, I've had maybe one, like, not a positive interaction. It was, I think, right the first day when I got to Islamabad. We went to get some food, and There were some people like looking at us and making some gestures when we were eating. It's a little bit strange, but nothing bad. Other than that, I mean, I felt completely fine. Yes, I would always have a guide with me. I would not recommend going there alone, just because the transportation and everything is hard to figure out. But if you know someone there, it can be the best experience of your life. So yes, I felt completely fine. There were instances where there were guns. They would check our cars if we don't have any explosives. So in a way, I could feel that maybe like some things are happening there. But to me personally, in the cities, I was completely fine. And then in the nature, 100% no problem there. Extreme weather, gotta mention that I was there in June. It was over 40 degrees in the cities. It was brutal, but somehow you get used to it and you just have to embrace the fact that you're gonna be sweaty all the time and that it's so hot. But then we went from 45 degrees in the cities to the mountains where it was freezing. So this was probably the craziest temperature jump I've ever experienced. But it was great because Pakistan has so much more than people think. I had no idea that they have such beautiful mountains. They have the second tallest mountain in the world, I believe the eighth. And the mountains there, the nature, just just unbelievable. It was so beautiful. If you want to see more, watch this video. It's so worth it. It was so beautiful. Like, wow. And speaking of the nature, I can't explain it. It has happened to me 3 times in my life, and twice it happened when I was in the nature, surrounded by just amazing nature. Somehow my mind just got so clear. So we spent 5 days in the nature, in the mountains, in the north, and just driving, seeing places, being surrounded by the nature, and I couldn't help it. And I had no idea why, but everything was so clear, and I give credit to the nature for sure. So that was an amazing, amazing experience. Well, I could also talk about some negative things, right? Well, I can't really think of too many. There was one thing, one day that we went to the animal market. I think it was before the festival Eid. We went to the animal market. It was dusty. It was hot. There was animals being killed. There was some blood there. Super busy, and I did not feel good. That was like I think the only time when I just like was okay. Like, can we just go? Like, this is a little bit too much. I talk about it in this video. I understand it's part of the culture, but just for me, that was a tough one. And yeah, I mean the chaos on the roads. That's I thought I'm gonna die a few times, but I mean somehow thanks for Hamza, Sajid, Usama. Thanks for being the best drivers and keeping me safe. But yeah, the traffic there is just insane, crazy. Like the words can't really describe it. Me coming from the West, I mean like we drive like there's some rules. In Pakistan, there's not really a lot of rules. You just go, and I guess it's law of the jungle. Bigger car goes, the faster goes. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. To sum it up, it was the 2 most influential weeks of my life so far. I learned so much. A lot of my beliefs got challenged. I could see that there is a vastly different way of life than mine or than anything that I've ever seen before, which is great. That's exactly how I can improve. I can learn more things. So I loved it. I met some amazing people. I saw one of the most beautiful natures in the world. I shed a few tears. I mean, really some people that I talked to was really sweet. I got to see some really like serious poverty. There's a lot of people just living with pretty much nothing, but also somehow they were happy. There's this clip that you can watch. We went to a slum and we talked to people there, and I was mind blown. The food was great and everything in between. Would I recommend you to visit Pakistan? Well, depends. If you know someone from there, 100%. If they can help you get around there, 100%. Especially if you go to the mountains, no problem there. In the cities, it can be overwhelming. I guess it could be dangerous if you don't know where to go. So just be careful. Yes, if you're a woman, I feel like you should be more careful. I would say it's not a good idea to go alone. Again, you can, but just be more careful. That's just my opinion, my impression. Will I go again? Probably yes. As I said, taught me so much, and I think I will want to go again at some point. Not sure when. There's other countries on my bucket list right now, but especially the nature in the north. That's something that really stuck with me. So yeah, that is it. What do you think? Did I get it right? Have you been to Pakistan? If you're from Pakistan, do you agree? Do you disagree? What else do you think I should add? And thanks for watching. If you like the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and appreciate you tuning in.